Sochi win. Please welcome the man who kicked it all off for Canada, McMorris, the snowboarding Olympian. You are a superstar. How does this feel coming back home now and being celebrated with all of us, not just through the TV screen?
Yeah, it's really nice to be home. You don't really realize the magnitude of the Olympics until you come back, and it's really cool to be a medalist, and I'll never forget it. Talk
to us about what went into, you competing. What was the headspace like? You're so young. You're only 20 years old, right?
Exactly.
So what was that like? Did you feel a lot of pressure, or how did you handle that?
Yeah, I've dealt with pressure plenty of times before with the X Games and all of that, but let's talk. X Games is the biggest thing in action sports. The Olympics are the biggest thing in sports, and going in as a favorite to win a medal and then breaking my rib and not sure if I could even go, and then going, and the pressure was through the roof.
Yeah, what happened with that? Obviously, you consulted your team, your coach, doctors. Were they hesitant? Was it a risk for you?
No, the good thing was it couldn't get worse. It was just going to be painful, and we just intensive rehab for 10 days in Austria, and then flew into Sochi and started competing, and I can say it wasn't pain-free, but it was totally worth it with the result, and the love from Canada has been through the roof, and it's amazing.
And I don't know if you heard, my co-host earlier, Kevin, was saying, you should have had the gold or at least the silver. And I said, listen, it is gold. The fact that you got the very first medal for Canada, bronze is a huge deal. You have it here somewhere in your pocket. What do you say about all of that when it comes to keeping score?
Yeah, I've had a lot of feedback saying I should have won, I should have gotten silver, but at the end of the day, all the judging is totally out of my hands. I went there to do that run and rode the best I could ride, and next weekend that would have been first, or so it's out of my hands, and all you can ask for is to ride your best. And with everything I've been through in the last 2 weeks with the ups and downs, it did feel like a gold, and I have no regrets, and I'm just really happy.
Good for you. And you carried your medal on the plane. Only you can get away with that. That's a big hunk of piece of metal. Did you set off the detectors?
Yeah, it was so
You're
funny.
Like, sorry, that's my bronze medal. Sorry.
It was intensive security in Sochi, and then you would walk around with that to all the media, and you wouldn't have to bring out your credential anymore. It's like the greatest credential in the world.
It's your new passport. Zing!
Yeah,
what was the camaraderie like with everybody else there?
It was amazing. Everybody was. It's so cool. I've been to so many events and compete for Canada, but competing as like a legitimate nation there and trying to do your best as a nation and feeling when you get a medal you're contributing, and it's cool, and seeing all my friends that I usually am traveling with their whole Norwegian country, and then the Japanese homies, and yeah, it was a really cool experience, and yeah, I think it's just crazy because it comes around once every 4 years, and everybody tunes in.
It's so special. And what about the actual accommodations? You know that, a lot of people are tweeting saying the water's brown yellow and they can't escape their bathrooms, and it's really rough sleeping conditions. How did you find all that? What was your room like?
Canada had us insanely dialed. We had some of the best living conditions you could find in Russia. I'm pretty sure we were taken care of so well, and I think every athlete there was. They just want us to focus strictly on our competing and doing the best we can. So
that's good to
know. They made it easy for us, but 2 weeks after being in Russia, I can say I'm glad to be back in Canada.
What's the cuisine like? Did you take to the cuisine?
So they have like a cafeteria for all the athletes, and the food's good, but after 2 weeks you're just like, okay, I'm ready for some Canadian food. And yeah, it was a good experience, but like I said, I'm glad to be home.
Home cooked meals. So you're doing a huge press tour right now, and then you're thinking, what, maybe a week home with the family?
Yeah, that was another amazing thing. My parents came out, 2 of my best friends from back home, my uncles, my aunties. Like, I had one of the biggest fan crews there, and they came all the way from Canada, so I cannot thank them enough for that, and all my fans that have been with me since the start, and then all the new ones, so they're the best.
Can you believe the people that have been waiting outside since like 5 o'clock in the morning to see you? You are like a rock star right now. How are you dealing with all of this attention? I mean, what do you do now? Do you go right back at it, or do you chill out and like have some McRibs if they're going to bring it back thanks to your name? McMorris is now the McRib.
There is people at the bottom with McRib shirts, which was pretty cool in Sochi. But no, my fans have been amazing since day one, and yeah, I guess go home, rest up, and then get ready for the U.S. Open.
So you're going to go right back at it.
Yeah, it never stops. Everybody thinks it stops for 4 years, but it doesn't. Trust me.
And you have your own reality show. You have a lot going on, continued success. What advice do you give to kids who are watching you right now thinking, I want to do what Mark McMorris is doing? What does it take?
Do it for fun, but you have to work hard. You need to love something to become good at it. And yeah, just keep having fun. Work hard, and you can accomplish anything. It's so crazy to be in this position where I'm inspiring kids, and I was so inspired by so many people growing up, and I think the Winter Olympics hold such a huge place in Canadians' hearts because we're such a winter-based country. So to be inspiring kids is a dream come true for me, and yeah, I'm extremely blessed.
Yeah, you're very humble. Continued success. Canada's doing so well, and you started it all off, putting us on the map with the first medal. So congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing. At McMorris to be one of the hundreds of thousands to follow him on Twitter, and check him out on Facebook as well. Mark McMorris, you'll be hearing and seeing a lot more of you, I can tell, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay, good to see you. Right now, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more BT Red after this, including the Wildfeathers. You were digging their sound check.